I guess I'll open here today. Welcome to Sunday Money. Another installment. I'm here with my friends Lauren Fox.
Hi.
And Daryl Motte.
Hey, what's up?
Don't be so cheery this morning, Daryl.
No, I'm in a good mood. I'm happy.
I went and stopped and got Lauren a caramel frappuccino this morning.
Thank you.
I got me a... You ever had the nitro cold brew from Starbucks, Daryl?
I don't know. Did I miss the text where you offered to pick me up a coffee?
No, I texted the group chat and I said, "Is anyone stopping at Starbucks? I would love a caramel frappuccino."
See, people think
I
I'm just
figured
grumpy
you would be the one.
and mean, but little do they know I'm just left out of this twosome all the
That's
time.
not
I'm not
true.
even on the group chat.
Yeah,
That's
see,
not true.
me and Tony are on our own island over here.
No.
Coffeeless.
No. You just happen to be on your phone 24/7, but don't look at our group chat.
Do you think I'm still in
Nor-
that group chat? I left that group a while ago.
You might have emotionally, but you're still your number is still attached. But
I'm going to be positive today.
It doesn't sound like
No,
it.
today's Positive Daryl. Positive Daryl is in the studio. He has nice things to say. He's complimentary, and he supports his friends.
well, that doesn't sound like it's gonna be a very fun episode. So, Sunday Money is presented by Hercules Tires. They're still giving away a free set of tires, one free set of tires every month. Everybody needs tires. Just go register to Hercules Tires at HerculesTire.com/MRN. Do that. Tell them we sent you. So, Daryl,
Corey said that Kelly's butt is getting big. We need to address this.
When did you talk to her?
I talked to her to check in on her because that's what friends do. And she said, Corey the other day was like, your butt's getting bigger. Corey, this is not what we say to our beautiful pregnant wives.
I don't think I said her butt's getting bigger. I think definitely her boobs are getting bigger.
What
Oh,
happens,
yeah.
Lauren? Is it okay? Is like you see all the big butts on the YouTube and stuff and the videos, and then you finally get one, but you're saying it's not that great when you have a baby to get a big butt?
Well, no, my butt got sucked away whenever I had a baby. It disappeared.
So then
It's
all
made
your
it-
hard work is gone.
It's come back. It's fine. I think my belly just got so big that it detracted from my butt in the back. You know, it was off balance.
So it trades.
Right.
But if Andrew would have come up to you during that point and said, your butt's getting big.
Oh, he was honest with me. Honesty is the best policy in
So
our
you want to
house.
hear that.
I want to know.
So on those days when you're feeling emo and you come out waddling into the living room, you go, is my belly getting bigger? He was like, yep.
I wouldn't even have to say that. He would be like, "Wow, you're huge." I'd be like, "Thank you."
Well, Corey's on baby watch for those of you new to the podcast. Corey,
Not
what
yet.
have you learned about your partner in this journey so far?
She likes to snack.
Mm-hmm.
She likes to snack a lot. She doesn't eat a lot. She snacks a lot.
I feel like she's a healthy snacker.
She
though.
is a very healthy, like a banana
Yeah.
or stuff. Or on the flip side of that, we went to a pizza place in Mooresville last night called Alino's, and we both had our own pizza, 16-inch, like a Big Daddy. And she almost ate as much as I did.
What kind of pizza do you go for?
I'm like a pepperoni red sauce guy. She's
Keep it
like
simple.
she's a white pizza with the truffle oil and the whole mushrooms
A
and the
fancy
onions.
pizza.
Yep, I like the plain old
Classic.
pepperoni pizza.
Mhm.
Thick crust or
Nope.
thin crust?
No, I'm like a Neapolitan style, or what do they
Okay.
call it? Yeah,
Yeah, the thin
Neapolitan.
ones.
Yeah, that's crunchy though.
Are you a normal pizza eater, Lauren, or do you put exotics like pineapple and ham on your pizza?
Well, I do put pineapple and ham on my pizza.
Yeah, that's exotic.
Yeah, but I mean, I like just regular old cheese and pepperoni from Domino's or something.
What age do babies get
Hang
to
on.
eat pizza?
Hang on, what? I'm trying to look at you and figure out what type of pizza guy you are.
Oh.
You are. Hang on. Fill there.
Daryl doesn't like pizza.
You're just a cheese guy.
No, I do like pepperoni. But sometimes, when they offer now, you can do half and half.
Mm.
Sometimes I like
Ugh.
doing the half,
Half what?
half of whatever. So then you have like two pizzas in one order.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
Yeah.
I saw him more as a sausage guy.
Sausage is good.
Definitely saw him
You
as
know, you
sausage.
can get a jack-o'-lantern pizza right now from Papa John's.
good.
It's
What is it?
It looks like a pumpkin.
They just put pepperonis like in
Exactly.
its eyes and stuff.
Speaking of jack-o'-lanterns, I don't want to digress this great conversation we're having to racing all of a sudden, but did you see Kyle Busch's helmet?
And
This
here we go.
Did you see Kyle Busch's helmet?
Yeah, bro, I was at the race. We saw each other. Do you not remember I was there?
You walked by big time me with the boots on, went to stomping like you were in an army mission.
I didn't have army boots this weekend. I had farm boots. It was
Oh.
farm boot weekend.
That's right.
Did you not see his helmet?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
It was sweet. It was like a black pumpkin with eyeballs. It was mean looking.
I'm
kinda
sorry.
scary. Go on his.
I
go on
stand
his
by it.
Instagram.
He's having the worst. Like something is up in that camp right now.
Well,
I'll say it again. That dude was in a mood again. I don't know if you listen to the in-car radio. He was horrible
I don't
again.
I don't listen to. I listen to my own.
Yeah, that probably helps.
Yeah.
Although you have so much free time when you're out there racing around, you'd think you would tune into some other
I
channels.
wish I could sometimes, but my hands are full. Even though it looks like I'm just riding around by myself doing nothing.
Like
Contrary
you're
to
literally
what you
by
might think.
yourself.
A lot of the time. Like, we are just slow enough to be slower than, like, all the guys that we can usually race against, and just fast enough to be in front of everybody else.
Here's a question.
So I'm, like, sometimes on my own little straightaway.
You probably know this. I guess it's computers is going to be the answer. But I was watching the race like a real fan.
Mm.
And
From where? Where were you
I was
watching?
in the stands.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to, like, follow some cars. So for a while I was following, I really wanted Suarez to take the lead. So that was my obsession for a minute.
He had a fast car.
Yeah, I was excited about that. And then I was like, well, I should probably figure out where my friend Corey is because I'm going to follow him, with my eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
But while I was trying to find Corey, the 77 car is the slowest race car in the history of race cars.
It got parked for going below minimum speed.
Okay, good, because I was
Who was
like,
driving it?
this
Timmy
car
Hill.
is so slow.
Timmy Hill.
Somebody's going to run into this dude.
Yeah, Timmy Hill was driving it.
So they did park it.
They did park it for not meeting minimum speed.
Do they do that
What's
through
that?
computers?
So they I'm sorry?
It's through computers, right?
Well, no, they go off qualifying speeds, and
Mm.
then they add, 20% of that time to that. Let's just say the pole is like I don't even know, 30 flat, for example. Then they set minimum speed at 3 seconds or 3 seconds slower than what that is. So
Okay.
if you can't meet a 33 flat for a consecutive amount of time, then they will park you.
Now, is that everybody's, or is it each person has an individual minimum speed? Is it
That's just a general. That's just a
Across
general
the board.
time. If let's just say somebody crashes,
Yeah.
and they're on the clock and they get their car fixed, and then they have to meet that minimum speed. So if you run a 32.99, then you're allowed to keep repairing your car over the course of the race.
That's interesting.
If you don't meet that minimum time, 33 flat, then you're still on that 5-minute clock that you're counting down until you can get your car to meet minimum speed. But if you're a car like the 77, who is slow, who can't meet minimum speed with no damage, then they just park you. So that's
so
twice.
slow.
What's their strategy there? Just
Well, they're just. What do you mean? As a race team or just
An
during the race?
organization?
yeah, I
Well,
guess.
there's lots of underlying motives to that because they bought that car is the 78 Charter from last year. Yeah.
Mhm.
So now they are running it really lean so they can get that charter paid off,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when it comes around to 2021 and everybody has to buy these new next gen cars, they don't want to call them Gen 7
Right.
anymore. We can get into that after the break, but they're trying to more or less own a charter
Right.
and run a race team really lean,
Mm-hmm.
not buy the full allotment of tires, not get good engines, not pay for good pit crews, not pay for a good driver. I don't want to. That's sound bad to say, but not pay a driver.
Well, what's
lot
Timmy
of
Hill doing? Like, if he drove that car this weekend, I mean, I'm guessing he's getting paid a little bit.
Yeah.
But boy, what an embarrassment.
He's probably getting paid. I'm going to say this is just me completely guessing between $1,500 and $2,500.
So slow, Lauren. It was like
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was a little bit faster than that, but I felt like I was going pretty slow as well.
Yeah, so then-
we were a solidly 31st place car all weekend.
Well, I'll be honest. I forgot your number, because I was like, what number is he again? Because, the paint scheme was different this weekend. He had some crazy, like, white and blue
Right.
and yellow. Like,
Kansas Land
It
Tire.
was
service.
cute.
It was
a
cool.
cute car.
Yeah.
but I kind of forgot. So I'm like, what number is he? So I knew if I found Ross Chastain, I would be able to find
Right.
Corey. So I found Ross.
Right.
And then sure enough.
It's like
Right.
the buddy system.
And then right in front, like, in heavyweights, the old movie, Buddy!
Yeah. And they were just
They're on the
following each
blog.
other around. And
No, Ross was following me around,
okay,
even
so
though he finished in front of me.
Ross was following him around.
Right.
But it was so easy because when they're in the pack and you're looking for your car,
Mm-hmm.
well, they're going fast and the
Right.
paint scheme changes. But this time, there was just two lonely cars on one side of the track
Yeah.
following each other. So it was really easy to pay attention for me.
Right.
But then I would have to turn my head all the way to the other side to find where all the leaders were
Mm-hmm.
and keep up. And then I have to turn back. My neck is so sore from watching Corey race for 20
Yeah.
laps.
Yeah.
Wow.
Broke my neck.
I hate that.
Wow.
So, like, Ross and I have this little thing that, so as you noticed when you watched us for 20 laps, there's not much exciting going on.
No.
So Ross and I take that as an opportunity to learn how to run the top at those places like Kansas, where you can run the fence, Homestead, Chicago.
It seemed like you guys were like
Vegas.
trying different lines.
Yeah. So we literally just try every single groove every lap to try to see what's better. And then, like, I'll look in the mirror and see if Ross goes to the wall. Then I just move up in front of him and take his line. So then he has to move somewhere else. Like, we literally just air block each other for the entire race and have our own little race.
Sounds like a fun afternoon.
But it's funny. It's funny because running the wall, I would admit, and Ross would admit, probably the beginning of last year wasn't my strength. So it's actually when you have those days when you're riding around all by yourself, you can almost run the wall and figure out how to run it. And Ross taught me some things on how to run the wall. I've taught Ross some things how to run the wall. So now it's our little thing where when we are riding around by ourselves, we are literally running the fence like Kyle Larson or those guys do. So I feel like I'm pretty good at running the wall now, better than a lot of the guys I race around in our little pack, the 47, the 34, the 38. When the wall comes in or when the fence comes in, I can get that rocking pretty good. So I'm excited to go to Homestead and put that to the test. So yesterday, Ross sent me a little GIF of wooden fences. Like, that's our little inside joke.
Look at that.
We run the fence. So Ross is getting pretty good at running the wall as well. I've taught him some things. So now because I used to just get up on the wall and drive away from him. Now he's figured out how to keep up.
Congratulations to Ross, a full-time ride next year for Xfinity. That's exciting. I'm publicly announcing my support for him in 2020. I'm excited for him, and that was a big deal because he definitely rode that crazy roller coaster of the DC Solar and all that chaos, and now he found a good deal. That's good.
It was a tough week for tractor trailers in NASCAR this week.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Holy shit. So the 10, Ross's hauler that was going to Kansas, they say the guy had a heart attack or a stroke or something.
A seizure or something? I don't know.
Seizure. Well, there's two drivers, and the guy has a seizure, and the tractor trailer goes off the right side of the road and down like a 60-foot embankment.
Yeah.
Flipped over. The backup car got shot into the woods, and it completely destroyed the hauler. Did you see the picture of it?
Oh, yeah.
So that's a pretty scary event. Obviously, that's a total loss. And then all the guys worked late that night to get a backup car ready, and they sent it out there on the RCR development hauler. And then the JTG hauler had an axle fire. The left rear axle or hub caught on fire, and it burned that whole thing up to the ground.
Yeah. So Busher and Priest had to switch cars, or
no? So
Priest was in a different car, right?
It was Priest's hauler that burned up. Primary car, backup car, toolboxes, everything in this hauler was shot. So the only thing they could save was Ryan's fire suit that was up in the lounge, I guess. So they took the 37's backup car and rewrapped it with 47. Am I back on?
You're back on.
They rewrapped it with the 47's decals, but it still had Busher over the
Isn't
back
that crazy?
window. So kudos to JTG. And then they finished 12th and 13th.
Yeah.
They rallied and had a good day. Congrats to those guys for bearing down and getting a good finish.
Well, that makes us feel better. The MRN hauler only hit a deer. Just
no.
destroyed
What?
the left front of our truck.
On the way back or out there?
From Talladega to Kansas. We hit a deer at night and just destroyed the front of the Freightliner.
Crikey, a bloody deer. We got an
So
Australian
that's 3 of them.
motor
Wow.
coach guy.
That's tough
crazy.
day. Tough day in the NASCAR haulers trek to Kansas.
Holy wind. It was windy over there. Corey went to a tweet up. He was a neighboring display, but he didn't come say hi.
No, because you had Clint Boyer there, and
I
he had a
Clint
big
Boyer.
crowd.
Yeah, but I knew he was over there, and so people keep coming up to me and they go, hey, can I take a picture? I'll listen to Sunday Money. And I was like, sure. And then as soon as we pose, I go, what do you think of Corey LaJoie? And they always say nice things.
We love him.
They say, I really like him. I'm a fan of him now. I'm a fan of him now. I figure, Lauren, he's going to owe us some kind of monetary,
right?
maybe a trip, or maybe a nice dinner at Primal.
Well, I was gonna pay him back for this Starbucks he bought
Primal.
me, but now that I think about it, I'm not gonna give him the $4 or whatever that it was.
Because we really got him a lot of fans,
We
is what I
did.
think. And so people were really nice.
He's elevated his brand.
And even people I was working with this weekend, I had a different client there. They were like, do you know where I could meet Corey LaJoie? Because I listen every week. And I'm like, Yeah.
Tripled the audience in the last month.
Boom.
Tripled.
Whoa.
You
So
hear
what
that
were we
glass
at?
case
3?
of nobody
Now-
gives a fuck?
listeners.
Now we're
I'm not
now
very
we're at
good at
32.
math,
We're
but-
at like 32.
36, something
No,
like that.
I will say it makes me feel good. I'm sure it makes you feel good too, Daryl. When people
I
come up to the
don't
racetrack,
care, but I'm happy for you.
you do care.
You do care, Daryl.
because you are the most sensitive guy I've ever met.
That was what was
Fact.
written on my sheet for my emotions for when we auditioned for this. They said, "You be the insecure one."
There was no such auditions.
No, what were you gonna say? It makes you feel good?
It makes me feel good when I hear it, even all the way from Kansas to Talladega to Fontana, California. When people come up to me and say they listen to the show,
I've been saying it for years, Corey. You're the only NASCAR driver with as much transparency as you give. Nobody else is doing it.
Yeah.
No one. You're not second place in that field. You are the most transparent race car driver in any series, and that is what makes you unique, and that's why people like you.
That's why I like to have fun. So thanks to MRN.
That was
and
nice,
Thank
Daryl.
you, Daryl.
Positive Daryl.
That was so nice.
Wow. Now we need to go to a break because I need to let this seep in a little
Yeah.
bit, and we're going to come back.
My Lexapro's kicking in.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away one set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
And we're back from the break. Hey, so we didn't do a Sunday Money Hat giveaway last week, so we're going to do 2 this week. So listen up. Clayton Tillery and Cody Lehman are the happy winners of a Sunday Money Hat. So Clayton Tillery and Cody Lehman, if you listen to the show, send your shipping address to @MRN Radio on Twitter, and they'll get you that Sunday Money Hat. And the other 2 people that won, I just brought the hats today, so bear with me. They'll get them all out this week. So congratulations, and thanks, y'all, for retweeting and listening to the show, and I will do it again this next week. So
I was in Kansas, and I did all the grid interviews, and I did the red carpet, and Corey, this is for all the people that think I'm mean to Corey. Today is Give Corey Compliments Day.
No, it's not.
Yep, for me it is. Corey plugged the podcast on the screens.
Wow.
He could have promoted Schluter.
In front of all the...
Or what was the other one?
Kansas Land. Kansas Land.
Or that. And instead, he plugged Sunday Money on the screens to all the people.
Pretty sweet.
Isn't that cool?
That is very cool.
So, it only took us 37 episodes, and he finally is understanding marketing. But
Yeah.
I'm excited to know that when he has a mic in his face, he thinks
Well,
Sunday Money.
And when I did the tweet up with Jeff Gluck Sunday morning, Jeff Gluck, who is an avid listener of the show, thanks.
Hey, Jeff.
He introduced me as a co-host of my podcast, Sunday Money.
Well, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Podcast. It is ours.
Our podcast.
But
Sunday
when
Money.
I was standing out there, you or Lauren wasn't next to me.
Right.
It was just me out there.
Lauren's got
grinding.
a baby on her hip, and she's in the kitchen.
so
Tell him, Lauren.
Barefoot
We'll probably
and
have
pregnant. Oh, wait, no.
50 new people that didn't know. We actually did a poll of people who raised, because that's what Jeff's thing is, polls, right? So about half
That's
of the
Daryl's
people.
thing, too.
What? Polls?
Was that a sexual
Lauren.
innuendo?
I'm sorry, that was fucked up.
What is with everybody today?
It's the Frappuccino.
Shit.
My face
Okay,
is.
I'm
My
sorry.
face
We
is
might need
kinda
to
singling.
start over again.
No.
And we're back from the break.
No.
So I saw Alex Bowman, and I just want to say, it was him and you and him in the very beginning. Those were the 2 underdogs I picked a long time ago. And I used to get Bowman in trouble. And this is when we would live stream on just a phone,
Yeah.
And he would come in as a guest, and everyone's like, "Why are you having Alex Bowman in? No one cares about Alex Bowman." And then I would be like, next week would be Corey LaJoie. "Why are you having Corey LaJoie? And all he does is crash." But I'm happy to say both of them turned into nice people because
And
Alex
decent
came
race
up.
car drivers.
Yeah, decent race car drivers. Alex came up, and he was just super genuine and "Hey man," he was just very interested in how's your life, how are you, everything going okay for you? And I was like, damn, that was really nice. So I just want to give him a shout out.
He's a single guy now, right?
Yeah, but his head is clear. He was like friend Alex Bowman, old
Right.
Alex Bowman.
Yeah.
He didn't talk at all about himself. He just asked how I was. What are you doing for Christmas? How are you? How's your girlfriend? And I was like, damn, it was
That's
nice to
nice.
see him back to being human.
That's
Like
good.
how
Not
Corey
so
was
vanilla.
before we started it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was a down to earth.
Like,
dude.
Daryl, let's get Viva Chicken. What are you doing after work?
Right.
And I haven't had lunch with Corey since January.
Right.
Sad.
I was going to save this till the end, but I think this is a good time. So Jacob Dick, who
love your name,
who follows the show, sent us a tweet that said, "Is Daryl Motte actually a dipshit, or does he just play one for the show?" I said we'd answer it on the show. So Daryl, are you really a dipshit, or are you just playing one?
Here's the deal.
I said both.
Dick.
I can confirm.
Mr. Dick. Here's the deal. I don't know what it is about Corey. Corey and I get along great outside of this room. Lauren and I have always got along. Is that Daniel Heinrich calling Lauren?
No, it's Dennis Warden from Darlington.
We get along.
That would have been big news right there.
We get along good outside of this room.
Heinrich finding another ride.
But in this room.
No.
No? You want to announce?
They actually have some news. But
To answer your question, Mr. Dick, I am a dick. It's true. But I'm also a good guy. I'm a good guy.
You are.
But I also am extremely moody and extremely uptight. And, I'm kind of a dick. And you know what the number one complaint is? That I interrupt Corey too much. But here's what people don't understand. If I don't interrupt Corey, we don't even need to be here because Corey will talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, which he should. It's his podcast.
The Corey LaJoie podcast.
That's why we're here. But it's important to interrupt him because sometimes, 90% of the time, it'll keep him organized. Would you say that's fair? Do you feel like you get interrupted a lot?
Partially. No.
Do you think I do you think I would?
I don't feel like you do. I don't feel like you do, except for right now. I want to punch you in the face.
But I told some people this weekend. They asked, do you guys really get mad at each other?" I said, every fight is 100% real.
Yeah.
So
But sometimes, though, I feel like you embrace the role of the antagonist a little bit too much.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like you actually like it, which I think adds to the show, in my personal opinion. So good job.
And I believe Daryl knows the sport better than he comes across. I just don't think he cares like you people do.
I disagree with that.
I don't think he. I don't think he lives it and breathes it like a lot of fans.
For those of you that are online writing these reviews and giving all your advice, by the way, Lauren, you got another bad review. We'll get to it. Yeah,
Hey,
we'll get to it. But I just want to say, hold on. For those of you that give us advice in the reviews, I just want to make sure this very clear so nobody talk. We don't give a fuck what you think about the show, about what you think would make it better, about what's better for Corey, at all.
I do.
No, we
I
don't.
do.
Corey doesn't. Corey's just being
No.
sponsored Corey right now.
Hashtag Corey cares.
So stop sending your advice.
Yay, we have
we're
a
not
title
listening.
for the podcast
Corey
this week.
cares.
Hashtag Corey cares.
All right. Anyways,
we got a lot of racing stuff to talk about.
Okay, let's get
and
to
you
it.
keep wanting to scurry around it. No,
let's talk racing.
We had a little scuttlebutt after the Xfinity race between Tyler Reddick. Oh my gosh! Now I just remembered Garrett Smithley.
What happened with him?
I kind of was on his side after the Vegas deal with Kyle Busch.
You supported him.
I am not on his side after this one.
No?
Complete lack of awareness. Complete lack of, etiquette or on-track awareness this time. And this kind of compounded off of Vegas because what Kyle Busch was mad about in Vegas was that Garrett Smithley was running the bottom. The entire time, all the leaders were catching him. As soon as the leaders catch him, he moves to the middle, which was why Kyle Busch drove in the back of him. Kyle Busch, yes, would have gotten that ticket if the police officer would have written it on the highway because he ran in the back of him. But Kyle Busch was mad that he left the line that he was racing for the last 10 laps and went right to the middle in his way. Fast forward 3-4 weeks to Kansas. Xfinity race, I don't know, what was there, 10 to go, 12 to go? Chase Briscoe's leading. Chris Bell's running second, and they're racing hard for the win. Garrett Smithley is 5 laps down on old tires, cruising around. He's running the bottom, and the leader's running the top.
I just zoned out. What is he talking about? Do you have any
We're on
idea?
the
No,
Xfinity race.
I'm listening.
Do you know what he's talking about at all?
I'm listening, but I have no clue what he's talking about.
I'm trying to preface it.
Okay,
Right,
well, you're
okay.
taking forever. This is why you get interrupted.
No.
I don't like. Is it this year? Did this happen 2 years ago? What
No.
are you talking about? This race?
Yes.
Get to it.
Shut up. So Garrett Smith's running the bottom, and the leader's running the top. They catch him. And Freddie Kraft is his spotter, who spots for Daryl on Sundays. He's a good spotter. He was calling, hey, the leaders are outside, give him the top. Well, Garrett didn't give him the top. He pinched the 98 in the fence. The 98 had to lift, and then the 20 was on his left rear quarter, turned the 98, turned the 0 into the fence, ended his day, and it ended 2 of the leaders two championship contenders' day.
Lauren, did you watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians this week?
See, that's the stuff that our fans don't like. And you, sir, are going to be voted off the island.
I did.
You don't
Oh, my
shut
God.
the hell up.
When they went to the island?
Our fans
Bro, people care about you.
For race talk.
People care about you. They don't care about Garrett Smithley, and they definitely want to hear about the fight. Can we get to something interesting?
No, but they had so the fight was not from that because the two just stuffed the ear in the fence.
But I have inside information that I can't wait to share.
On what?
The fight.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say, Garrett Smithley, I can't stick up for you this time. That was complete lack of awareness. So don't do that anymore. So then the fight.
That was a 5-minute story for him to say he doesn't support Garrett. That's how he started the story.
No, because that was an issue.
Yeah, I remember.
You didn't watch it.
So
you don't have anything to add to this.
Of course I watched
Garrett
it.
didn't support Garrett either. I mean, he owned up to it like I really screwed up.
No, he blamed on the spotter, and then he circled back around.
I was there, Corey. I watched the whole thing unfold. And
Daryl,
I have inside...
let's be honest. You were sitting in the MRN truck.
No, not this time.
Eating peanut butter pretzels
not
or
this
something
time.
like that.
This time I watched the race.
All right.
You
so
did.
what insider information on the fight? Give it to me.
Well, so here we go. Cole walked up to Tyler, smiling, like,
yeah,
and grabbed him and said,
hang on, before
he just put his hand.
And he said, you're really a dumb fuck.
Oh.
Well,
and that's when it went,
well, even a further backstory, the first driver guest on Cole Custard's Cold Custard review was Tyler Reddick. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, they're buds. So, like he just said, you're really a dumb fuck sometimes. And then that's when everything was like, he said, then he went to Tyler went to, don't put your hands on, and then,
Well, I think he just walked up to him to put his hand on his shoulder just to talk to him. I don't think he went over there to start a shoving match.
Right.
But
what happened was when these crew members try to get into it, that's when it escalates.
Mm-hmm.
I have insider information on that as well.
Okay, so hold your tongue for a second.
What?
It's hard to make a rules of engagement rule. Like if you jump into a fight, if you're the third guy, like in hockey, they take your credentials or whatever. But we need something. If the two drivers are going to scrap and punch and wrestle, let them wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
They have a rule.
What is the rule?
So
I don't think there is.
You know the security guys that wear like the nice little fishing shirts. You know Mike that has like Mike. So Mike got scratched up and had to have a Band-Aid on. Did you see him at the red carpet?
No.
He's one of the NASCAR personnel.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah, and he was like got all scratched up, and I said, "What's the deal? Like, why do you guys have to be there?" He goes, "The only rule, the only deal, the drivers can fight. The crew guys are not allowed to fight the drivers. The drivers have to be protected over everything.
Yeah.
So the only reason we're getting involved is because we can't have a crew guy fight a driver."
Well, that's a shame.
So that's it. So if the crew guys stayed away, they would let them fight and shove and whatever. They can't have a crew guy like Paul Swan knock out Cole Custer.
Well,
and that's all he was saying. He's
Paul
like,
Swan's
we're only
smart enough not to do that.
No, he was great. He was
trying to break the fight up. But
and you saw him jump in. I was like,
what,
oh my God, I hope he's in a good mood.
This is what needs to happen, this is kind of what NASCAR tries to do. After the race is over and all the cars, they line them up on pit road. They need to move them to the right side up against the grass and not let the pit crews leave the concrete of the pit boxes.
Yeah, they should have to stay by the cars.
They need to stay by the cars for a certain amount of time until the media's done, let the TV do their rounds, interview who they want to interview, and if the drivers want to fight, there's only NASCAR officials and the two drivers.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, so that's what he said. He said their drivers can fight. We just cannot risk having a crew member fight a driver.
As soon as you have 8 people in there in the pile, it's going to get ugly.
Yeah.
And it's going to get put to the ground. That's when Tyler's face was all beat up because he took a digger onto the asphalt.
So here's my question. You're a calm guy. You're a man of Christ.
Yes.
What would you do in that situation if somebody came up to you and shoved you?
I've been waiting on that, actually.
I'm wondering.
I would grab somebody.
I bet Daryl would try.
I would grab somebody by their chest, and I would choke slam them onto the hood of the car.
So you would?
Yes.
And would you now if you said to your guys on the radio, would you say, "Stay out of this. I got this"?
Yeah, but it'd be hard for me to tell my guys to stop. Like they would come in my defense. I feel like, but I'd be like, "Hey guys, I got this."
So why don't we start a charity?
That's what I'm thinking.
Pit crew versus pit crew, like Royal Rumble. If these guys want to scuffle and fight and wrestle,
that's what I'm thinking.
We should charge
that would
for this.
be
pit crews shouldn't be the ones fighting.
High fundraiser for the NASCAR Foundation.
You in?
With sock'em boppers?
Yeah.
No, boxing gloves, whatever.
Right? Pit crew guys.
Daryl, weren't you gonna train to do a fight?
I'm training to be a prize fighter. Did you guys know that?
Right.
I'm gonna be a prize fighter.
I just remembered that a few months ago. That's what he came in telling me.
Corey doesn't believe me.
Are you the prize?
I'm gonna be a prize fighter. You'll see. You guys come to my bout.
Okay.
I call it a bout.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's.
I highly. I advise against that.
Okay, so that's what happened in the Kansas Xfinity. Do you have anything else to say about the fight?
No, nobody won. I think it's good for marketing for the next year or two. You see some guys scrapping.
Yeah.
How much we got?
I'm interested to know. I'm interested to know where both of those guys. Obviously, Tyler Reddick's going to the 8 car next year. I'm interested to see where Cole goes because that could be something that transpires on Sunday.
Cole Custer to the number 4 car.
No. Daniel Suarez right now is the big domino. Everybody's waiting to fall.
I don't think that's even. I mean, how? Of course, he's going to be back in that car.
How do you know?
Because he's got a checkbook.
He doesn't. Carlos Slim, the richest guy in the world.
I'm just saying, like, what they're going to be like. You think he would leave? Where would he even go?
I don't know. It just depends how much Carlos wants to write a check for. Really.
Yeah.
If he wants to write a check for big money, then he probably stays. If he wants to write a check for small money, then he probably gets pushed down the pipeline a little bit.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he drove really, really good race.
He did.
But they just didn't have enough. They didn't have enough.
Nope. Well, once you get mired back in traffic, the guys, obviously you saw, like, the guys who qualified good, David Reagan qualified outside pole, the 8 car qualified in the pole, those guys are max trimmed down. So as soon as they get in dirty air, they can't race well. And the 41, I feel like, was along that same lines. When he was 2nd, 3rd, 4th, he was really fast. And when you got to 8th, 9th, 10th, air is a little more turbulent, and you can't maneuver as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll take a break. We'll come back.
I want to talk about the next gen car a little bit because I went to the R&D center and looked at that the other day.
Okay. We'll come back with some next gen rumors and get to a couple reviews. We'll be back in a moment.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away 1 set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
And we're back. Corey has some insider information on the next evolution of race car.
So they don't want us to call it Gen 7 anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little internal focus group meeting with all the drivers and some NASCAR brass this weekend, and they said that they didn't want it to be Gen 1, 2 on down the line because they're going to have...
Yeah, because then when you get to Gen 17, that doesn't sound as good.
It's exciting. So they're actually doing this next-gen campaign that's like the next generation of leadership, next generation of schedule, next generation of R&D on the car.
Right.
So it's like
NASCAR, a new beginning.
I like it.
No, next generation. Next gen.
NASCAR, let's try this again.
Well, did you not see the TV numbers from Kansas? They looked really good.
That was amazing.
Okay.
Even though the product...
Nielsen ratings, we're going to believe those? Do you know how that works, Corey?
Yes.
Is that in your wheelhouse?
Yes.
You understand that it's like a
people have these boxes
sample size of 1,500 people across America?
Yeah, but that's still the standard.
Yep.
So if we can take that number and then go sell...
That's not real.
Next gen car.
I disagree.
Okay. Numbers are up, they're not down,
right,
so stop being a pessimist.
I'm not a pessimist, I'm a realist. That's not...
It's next gen car.
Nielsen is bullshit. But I am excited because I will tell you from being there, and you were there, there was a lot of people there.
Yes, there was.
The stands were packed.
Yes.
I took pictures.
Yep.
And the midway was packed.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people everywhere.
I love it.
So they sold a lot of tickets, which means that probably ratings were up.
Yeah.
I just don't like Nielsen in general. I think that's a weird way of finding out who's watching what.
That's fine. Breaking news.
Uh-oh.
NASCAR's still cool, guys.
Yeah, NASCAR is cool. People are into it. And did you see all the kids?
See, you're interrupting me again.
Because that's important to remind you.
He's been trying to talk about this damn next generation car.
For 5 minutes.
I forgot. There were so many kids at the red carpet.
NASCAR loved the kids.
Yeah, so that's good. That's good for Corey. He was signing autographs again.
Right.
For the kids.
They didn't know it was Corey, but he was signing.
Right. They were like, Paul Menard.
They don't know who
Jimmy
anybody
Johnson.
is. They don't know who anybody is. There's kids. So next gen car, it's got all the little trinkets and telemetry that a normal test car would have with ride height sensors and yaw moment sensors and all this. They have a lot of sensors for heat heat is a big thing that they're trying to get down because the cockpit.
You should get an air conditioner.
I have somewhat of air conditioner that takes like a 90-degry ambient temperature air and makes like 87 and blows on my head. It feels
for science.
Not very good. A lot of cool things. There's not one part on that car that looks anything like what we have now.
Really?
Yeah. Like the body's different. It's a little bit smaller of
NASCAR,
a car, seems like.
A new beginning.
Next generation. The wheels are cool. That test car had 5 lugs. I've heard that they're leaning very, very, very heavily to one lugged. So they're actually.
That's crazy.
They've done one lugged pit stops already.
Right. Does that mean we cut the tire changer's salary?
Isn't your buddy?
They only get a
20% because
your good buddy's a tire guy. What is he saying about it?
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's
because he's still got to change tire.
Still got to change tire. Still got to be efficient at that. I don't think that it's going to be it's not going to be a $200,000 a year job. It might be $160,000 a year.
Why can't I be your gas man?
We should talk about pit crew salaries one day because that's the craziest damn thing that I've ever.
Those guys are athletes.
Oh no, they absolutely. But that's bizarre to me.
I feel like I could do your gas man job. I think that would be a job I could do.
Maybe so.
Why can't I get on a crew? What number is going to be on your new car next year? Are you going to go ahead and tell us?
No.
Damn it.
No, but when I do,
blink if it's the 32.
No one
I'm
can
really
tell
good
at
steering contests.
Do you know what you're doing next year?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have anything signed, but it doesn't mean anything.
Do you think the 38 is going to be fast?
The 38?
There's some stuff going on over there. They might only be.
See if he's going to give us any.
No, I mean they're looking at going 2 cars instead of 3 over there.
So we're not done with silly season, is what you're saying?
No, but it's winding down. The musical chairs are getting taken up. Yeah. Next year is going to be crazy with some musical chairs. So I'm really right now just trying to play chess and trying to play my pieces for 2021 to get in a race-winning car there.
This game ain't checkers, it's chess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm the chess master.
He's the chess master.
So we haven't talked at all about the next-gen car. You keep interrupting me again.
It doesn't look anything like what we have now.
It looks really cool. All the suspension, rack and pinion, engine stuff is very similar. That's about it. Belly pan to make dirty air not as bad. That's kind of the big thing. They're trying to minimize that so drivers don't bitch about it as bad anymore. And it's really cool. You guys are sitting here looking at me like I got 3 heads.
I just didn't understand anything that you said. I'm sure that somebody on NASCAR Reddit is going to be super excited that you talked about that.
We have to give those guys some nuggets every week too.
I'm just lost right now.
Corey, your podcast is going to be so fire next year.
It's so fire.
When they just let you sit here and talk to yourself in this room, and Lauren and I are
like Claire B. Just have my own show.
And there I was in Victory Lane. Confetti had fallen from the sky like leaves in autumn.
The fans are shitting in their seats.
I can see a look on his face right now.
Oh,
and here's Dave Moody coming in.
Stop hammering our media members. They devote their life to the sport, and they do a good job. We actually probably need to wind this down.
Let's get to Lauren's bad review.
Awful.
Let's get to Lauren's bad review.
Yeah, let's get to it. I didn't see this one.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Lauren, you're not going to like this shit.
This is bullshit.
This is from
Daddy
Kentucky.
Milk.
Kentucky Wildcat 42. Because of Lauren Corey, we got 4 stars. Corey LaJoie is going places with knowledge, insights, and charisma he presents on the podcast. Makes him a character we definitely need in NASCAR. Preferably as a driver that would make a great broadcaster to break up the dullness in the booth we've had to endure over the past few seasons. Daryl, spelled wrong, is great, but please stop interrupting Corey so much when he's making a valid point or telling a great story. Okay.
She called you Daryl and spelled it like that because she was
like Darley
as Daryl Wallace.
Okay, and here we go.
Daryl Walter.
However, what's that girl, a.k.a. Poppy's mom, doing on a NASCAR podcast? She doesn't keep up with current events on the sport. And on an earlier podcast, didn't even know the Spring Cup race at Charlotte is called the Coca-Cola 600. Get your act together and get on the ball, young lady. Please continue this podcast next season. Peace. First of all, the Kentucky Wildcats are garbage. Sorry, go ahead, Lauren.
You know what, Kentucky Wildcat 42, you're going to get what the other guy got a couple weeks ago. A big old suck my I'm not a girl.
He called you a lady.
I'm a woman.
He called me a young lady, and he called me what's that girl, a.k.a. Poppy's mom. I pushed a baby out of my vagine. I am not a girl.
She's a miracle maker. And by the way, just tell him how long you've been producing in NASCAR, because it ain't 2 years, bud.
And this isn't new to me, buddy, okay? I don't worry about the Charlotte race because I don't have to go to that one.
We're ISC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Corey. What do you got?
Better known as the World 600.
Yeah.
Do you have what you want?
I just pulled it up. Why are we getting 3 stars and 4 stars stuff?
Probably my fault.
Because of Daryl.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I got a good one. Salty Daryl is getting played out by Key Expert. 3 stars. I don't like that. Stop giving us less than 5 stars. We are nothing but 5 stars. Love the show and the insights, and I look forward to the new episode each week. In my opinion, this is a 5-star show that is being held back by the increasingly grumpy persona that we've been hearing out of Daryl. I get that it's mostly a stick for fun, but it's getting old. Well, good thing for you, Key Expert. Daryl was chippy and complimentary today. Yeah. So give us a 5-star review next time.
Yeah, change it.
I did better, right?
And then I want to read the greatest one of all, though probably the best one that we've ever gotten. Grant_Camp, his review is titled, Listen Every Week. Would have been 5 stars, but Big Lots Rutledge Wood needs to get off Corey's case.
That's good. Big Lots.
Short and sweet. I like that.
Big Lots Rutledge Wood.
I love it.
10 out of 10. Would recommend.
Bargain. We were bargain shopping.
I'm just going to move past that one. Amanda Duh, 114.
Amanda.
Oh, okay. I had the opportunity to meet both Corey and Daryl at the big one on the Boulevard in Talladega. Both were really cool to meet. I even talked to Daryl for a good 10 to 15 minutes, and it was great until Daryl called Corey over to tell him that I like Daryl more than Corey on the podcast, which is simply not true. I also learned that the fighting between the two of them is completely real, and even saw them fighting in person. It's so cool to see people in the sport walking around and realize they're normal people too. I can safely say that Sunday Money is my favorite podcast over Plastic Box of Feelings. I just wish Lauren had been there too, so I could have met all 3 hosts. That's nice.
That was a good review.
That's nice.
Very thorough. I like that.
I think we were talking earlier before we got on the air. I think we should do a Ask Sunday Money or something.
Well,
it should just be Ask Corey because nobody has any questions for Daryl and I.
Okay, use the hashtag this week after we post the podcast. Use the hashtag in the comments.
Ask Corey.
Ask Corey. And also, you're going to have to retweet it, right, for your chance to win the hat. But if you want to ask, use Ask Corey. And if there is one for Lauren and I, and Corey lets us, and there's enough time, we'll answer it.
Well, isn't there an Ask Dale on Dale Jr.'s? So we're completely ripping that off.
Okay,
I'm good
what
with
do you
that.
want it to be?
I'm good with that.
Ask Sunday Money?
No.
Ask Sunday? No?
I don't know.
Ask Corey.
I'm not creative enough to think
Ask
of
Corey.
something else.
And I'll put that on Twitter. But Clayton Tillery, Cody Lehman, send your address to MRN Radio on Twitter and retweet it again to your chance to win a Sunday Money hat.
Thanks for the review, guys. And even if you get annoyed by me, don't punish Corey.
Except for the guy who said something bad about me.
Yeah, we don't like you, Wildcat. But don't punish Corey with 3 and 4 star reviews just because I happen to not want to be here. That's not fair.